with millions, you have to work that way to protect the people that view your content, consume your content, and the people within your content.
Jonathan? Hello?
Uh-oh.
Hello.
Oh, hi, Jonathan.
Hello.
Oh, you have a serious wind problem.
We didn't know how to deal with a problem.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
to say things
no,
like that about a person.
It's no problem. I mean, Anna, it's just a little bit of wind. It really doesn't matter, you know?
This is the thing. People say he's panicking, he's twisting it. There's no panic.
Just let it go. How's Anna taking it?
She sees herself on stage in the future.
Is
Like,
she?
she walks around the house singing and dancing.
Ah.
Watch your video.
Right.
See you next time.
See you soon. Bye.
Okay, so first off, if you can hear like the most like annoying noise on this whole entire planet, it's because my father-in-law has taken it upon himself to start streaming over on the farm. So that's what that noise is. And this is Patcher, I'm Amy, and today we're on Let's Discuss. We're going to be chatting about the lives, the many lives, literally the many lives of Jonathan Joly. So basically, what I found really quite interesting, the second live he did, so if you don't know, he did 2 lives. So number 1, he did a YouTube live on the Sacconejoly main channel with Anna.
Always be very honest in our content.
Yeah, I think
that's why people loved us, because we were so honest.
They both did like a Sacconejoly live, and I'm going to be completely honest with you, it was a bit of a mess. It was a bit of a mess, and I've made a few points. I'm going to lay it all out to you right now. I've watched about 3/4 of it. I feel like I got the general gist. I feel like I wrote down enough notes. I feel like I was bored enough to tears. They say, oh, but why do you watch them if they're like so boring? I'm just saying that like their antics are interesting, problematic, yes.
Why you'd say it's a joke when you know what it's about?
Because it was funny.
But their actual like talking and droning on about their lives, I just don't care. Like, I'm so sorry, that sounds so mean, but like I find it quite hard to sit and watch someone for like, I think it was like a 50 something minutes. It was such a long one. And the second one he ever did, Jonathan kept this so hush hush.
The only ones I felt a need to interact with have been yourself, and it's just because of the concerning ways in which I think you approach the LGBT community, and I think it could be damaging to other trans children and potentially damaging to your own child.
Mention it, and you know he always announces whenever he's doing anything on his Instagram, neither Anna or Jonathan mentioned anything to do with this, but he went and he did a live with this girl called Maddie, and I had no idea who this girl even was, and I literally had no idea who she even was. So she's a doctor, as it turns out, and she has a TikTok, and she does loads of like really funny skits. I don't know like too much about her, I'm gonna be completely honest, because I've never really heard of her, but I have like looked at like a few of her things, so if any of you guys want to like tell me more information, obviously I'm willing to know. Really, I think she's really, she's intelligent, number 1, but she asks like the best questions. Now, did I see the live in its entirety? No, I did not. And one of the reasons why is because he never actually announced it. And I think he didn't want to announce it so that people like me and other people will screenshot. And I would have screenshotted it. I would have just screenshotted it or screenshot bits that I found interesting. And then I could then bring it all to you. But unfortunately, there was none of that. I was just told that there was a live going on. The thing I actually have to go off is what you guys have been saying to me in the comment section, and also the someone uploaded like a 15-minute snippet of it, and I'm not even quite sure where that is in relation to the video. All I've got is the YouTube, someone uploaded it. All I can say, right, the only thing I can say is I feel, now I don't like throwing out this term loosely because I feel like it's an actual real horrible thing that people do in abusive relationships or people do in friendships or any of that kind of thing. I really feel like him and Anna are gaslighting their audience, not just their fans, but just all of us. I feel like he's trying to gaslight me in the sense that all the way through their YouTube live that they did, they're just constantly saying, they're constantly trying to rewrite history. They're saying things that aren't actually true. We can't then go and double check and be like, no, you didn't say that, you said this. Because we can't do that because he's taken away all of that footage. He's just saying, no, didn't happen, no, you're silly, it didn't happen. That's what gaslighting is. And I feel like the whole time, like if you swear that something is definitely true and then you have someone swearing vehemently, like adamantly that it's not, that is gaslighting. Most of the way through his live, I was going, yeah, but that doesn't seem right. It's called it's called Our Biggest Regrets. Way through, they're basically trying to defend everything that they've ever done. If they've made any mistakes, they're just trying to like label it down to like trolling.
And we've done this for so long, like it's not new to us.
But I do, you know,
But
like
there's other
obviously
people-
even someone who is strong, like, you know, like the level of hate that can be pointed at someone.
I've said this to you like 1,000 times. I think it's like cancel culture is like a sport.
They say literally in the very first opening bit, oh well, you sort of grow out of things as you learn and grow.
You regret it, but you kind of grow out of a way of thinking about certain things.
All of this kind of stuff, and the way that you used to parent or the way that you used to do YouTube doesn't really work anymore. If that is your opinion now, your kids can't grow out of those things because those things are forever lamented online. Well and good for you to say, oh well, you know, we're a lot different than we were, you know, in our teens and early 20s, and it's like, yeah, so are your kids, and your kids are going to have like all of their childhood, the different stages of themselves shown online, and they have no way out. They can't say that they're not a type of person because we already know the ins and outs. We've just deleted everything just because, you know, we've grown out of it. It's like, yeah, but your kids haven't. So Anna and Jonathan also go on this little rant about things that they both regret doing. Like, oh, is there anything you regret doing, like, as a parent?
I don't really have any.
Or, like, just anything on YouTube and that. And the only thing that Anna really had to say was, like, oh, I regret saying this one thing about this child having a tablet.
Or put an iPad down in front of him, and we were, like, shocked.
If we have kids, they'll never have iPads.
I know.
Like, apparently they saw this kid and they were like, oh, that's really bad parenting because they've got a tablet. I know I definitely used to say no TV, and now if I want a quiet hour, I'm like, here, you guys watch a film.
People are so quick to like judge or cancel people so quickly on a mistake they made when they were a teenager. Like, the of it is that social media is part of our lives. So like, you can't, it's not like you can pretend it's not there.
You have tried to pretend like it isn't true. You are trying to rewrite your history on YouTube. It's all well and good taking yourself off the platform, but if you then try and come back onto the platform, you've got to give it a lengthy space. You can't just come back on like less than a few days later and be like, right guys, what are we going to be doing now?
To make any mistakes, and people are so quick to like judge or cancel people so quickly.
Time for everyone to breathe and for everyone to like for everything to simmer down. You're still coming back into it when people are very heated. On a post, someone called him out, just like, oh, I thought that you were taking your kids off like for like privacy reasons. Why are they on TikTok? And he comes around, he's like, oh, it was never about privacy. It's the fact that the internet is not what it used to be. He'll never ever ever acknowledge the fact that he is in the wrong for the level of exploitation he's given his children ever. Anna, so you know, there's a bit in it where Anna says, oh, I regret nothing apart from you know, saying that one horrible thing about the iPad. It's like,
I don't really have any.
you don't regret anything at all in your parenting or in YouTube or anything. Number one, what about all of those we made a mistake videos that they always used to do? There was like the cold shower gate, there was the saying sorry about the members, there was other ones as well, like there were definitely other ones, apologising to their audience. And then number two, what, you don't have any regrets as a parent? You don't have any regrets? They say like there's no such thing as perfect parent.
Go on social media and you think everybody is an epic parent except for me, but the truth is everybody's failing every single day.
How that like people portray it perfect, but in some ways,
but that's why people loved us, because we were so honest.
It must be something you've regretted as being a mum. I mean, you guys also have to remember that they had a live-in nanny for an extremely long time who used to literally do everything with their children. And this isn't me saying, oh, they don't love their kids, oh, they're not around their kids. Like, that's not what I'm trying to say at all. But what I'm trying to say is that they had someone who literally used to raise their children, who used to pick them up, drop them off, live in the house, all of this kind of stuff. Like, that is what they used to have. I could reel off 10 different things just for one child that I regret thinking or doing, or, oh, I should have done this, I should have done that. That is how you grow as a parent, I think. All of your past apology video things, just like, because surely if you make an apology video, you must regret doing that, no? Right on top of the cake is when Jonathan is basically saying that oh, you know, I couldn't have met Anna if I was still being a people pleaser.
Like, don't let, you know, if you got a job or a relationship or anything you want to do, it's like, if you pretend, we always said that in our, you know, YouTube career, because it went on for much longer than we ever expected, and we never pretended to be something we weren't.
And he mentions it several times, like, oh, we're just our, you know, we're just our real selves. We've always been like true to ourselves. You can't be fake. You can't be faking things. Blah, 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 blah. I'm gonna find those clips if it's the last thing I do. He did this whole coming out video where he was saying, I've pretended to be someone I've not to my audience for so long.
I spent a lifetime hiding my true self, and that has given me the tools I needed to become a master chameleon.
All these years on YouTube, blah. I'm not joking. I will find that clip. Someone has got to have a clip of that somewhere.
If I needed to be a party boy, if I needed to be the alpha male, if I needed to date the popular cheerleader, then I would manifest a scenario and situation that would result in me becoming the best version of that personality. We never pretended to be something we weren't, because there's no way we would have lasted as long as we would.
Rewriting history. These things are not true. This is not true at all. Like, he literally made a video titled Coming Out where he was saying he's been lying to you guys all this time and he's not really that kind of person. And it's just like, which is it then? I feel like I'm on like a merry-go-round of emotions. I don't know what to believe. Which one is true, you know? Saying, oh, we're very, very honest. Oh, we've got to be honest. It's just like, well, how can you be honest when you said that you were not being truthful this whole time about who you were as a person? I don't even know why he's even bothering at this point.
I do question how people have the time and the energy to spend on like tearing other people down or ripping them apart.
That it's just not worth their time and energy. Everyone is a troll. Everyone's a troll, basically. If you've got anything negative to say, in a nutshell, anything negative to say, you are a troll. You'll be treated as if you're a troll. You're all banned into the same thing. Anna says that she doesn't really want to approach or like have a discussion with anyone who says anything because she doesn't want to have the time and energy.
Just the high road thing of like being the bigger person.
She also thinks that all of the people, probably like, you know, commentary channels, how do they find the energy and the time? And it's just like, how do you have the energy and the time to create, you know, to create vlogs every single day? It's essentially, I mean, it's not within the same niche, but if you're talking about commentary channels who do research and find out different things, I mean, this doesn't really take up a lot of my day. This takes about half an hour to film. The editing takes a long process. It's no different from making any other type of content. You put a bit of energy into it. If she's talking about trolls, then yeah, fair enough. If you're making really like trolly, horrible comments, then that is uncalled for. If you're literally just trolling people, that never gets anywhere. But I know that from my perspective and other commentary channels' perspectives, you are just putting out content. You're doing exactly the same as everyone else. You're just putting a bit more, you're just putting different types of content out. It makes no difference. Less time to make this than it is for you to make a day in the life video, if you see what I mean. The whole of that vlog is basically just about, the whole of that live is them basically deflecting, gaslighting, and that's it. Basically just patting themselves on the back saying we're very, very honest people. That's basically all I got. And yes, I did only make it 3/4 of the way in because it was just so dull. It was just so dull. I'm not gonna force myself to watch something that I genuinely find like boring to watch, because that's no fun. Like if it's getting to a point where I don't want to watch something, doesn't matter if it's even about these guys and people want me to make videos about them, if I don't find it interesting enough to talk about, I won't talk about it. And I was getting 3/4 of the way through and they were just repeating the same things, and I'm just like, I'm not gonna sit here and force myself to watch it for the whole duration, because it was just like, it was boring. I didn't want to waste my time. It was like a whole hour out of my day, you know? Right, now, Maddie live. Look at this. I've actually got my notes, like, I've literally, I was like page 6 notes, because I do, believe it or not, like to make sure that all my points that I wanted to cover are being covered, because my brain works at a different speed to my mouth. Like, in case you didn't realise, I just get very like, I mispronounce things sometimes because my brain is just like, but then my mouth is just like trying to keep it up. Yeah, it's one of those things. My mum does it as well. It's a family thing. We did a live, an undisclosed live. I didn't even know it was happening. Like I didn't know the other thing was happening. It's Tom, it's my partner who's now streaming. I told him as well, I said I'm trying to record, and he was like, oh, I'll go see what he's doing. He's just borrowed the strimmer, like, how rude. I'm only gonna comment on the bit that you can actually find on YouTube, which I'll leave link down below. I believe, is her name Sarah? I think her name was, whoever uploaded it, thank you, because otherwise I would not even know what's happening. Someone in my comment section pointed out that actually somewhere in this live that I didn't see, Jonathan said that he in fact has only privatized his videos. He said that, oh, you know, I'll bring it back, you know, I can bring it back if I want to. I also read a comment, which I will put up here. I sourced this comment out on his comment section, basically saying that someone was like, oh, I really missed the videos, and he was like, oh, I've still got them all, maybe I can create this like montage video for you. And it's like, so money hungry. I don't even need to explain why at Southern. They haven't even been gone a week. They literally haven't even been gone a week, and they're already talking about making montage videos. And they always have people saying, oh, I really miss your kids. I really miss the way that Amelia and Edie do this. And it's like, oh god, if anyone ever said to me, I really like the small amount that my kids have been shown, and trust, my kids have been shown on my channel, but not in that way, I would be freaking out if someone said to me, oh, I just really want to see so and so. I don't know how they do it. I honestly don't. I find it so freaky. He says, okay, so one of the bits in the snippet is he's saying that, oh, this is my this is my life mission.
And I was like, this is my life mission.
Protecting Edie and supporting trans rights. He's referring to the Sky interview he did. This is my life mission. And it's like, this was never even vaguely on your radar up until recently. He bangs on and on and on about Edie's always been trans, I've always been this way. It's like, then why is there proof of you literally saying the complete opposite? And he knows that you can't go back and look at his content. He knows that. So people are just going to buy what he says, but it's not true. And Maddie then comes back and says, I'm going to read it out. There comes a risk of teaching a child that external...
Completely understand that you've seen a positive response and you've thought, my goodness, my child seems happy. I think that just comes with a real risk of then teaching the child that the external validation is what you need. And while I think it's really important that trans people, LGBTQIA people see themselves represented in media, social media, I think it's really important that we don't overstep the line.
You shouldn't be seeking external validation. It's got to come within. And the whole message that Jonathan is doing about banging on and on and on and on and on about things in a very clickbaity way is done. It's done like that to get views, and it comes off as really inauthentic. And I'm so happy that someone of her size, like her platform size, is actually saying this.
But it can come off quite inauthentic.
Jonathan turns around at some point and he says, essentially saying, oh, I wasn't really scared of you because you've got 300,000 and I've got 2.1 million.
You have 800,000. I got 2.2 million followers. I did not think like, oh my goodness, this person here.
Maddie very well points out that you can't band everyone together. You can't, like, the moment someone disagrees with you, you can't just go, right, that's it, and block them. She actually left a comment or something like that.
Comments, right? I saw your comments. I didn't block you.
On his feed, I don't know, something a bit like that. I haven't seen the actual comment. And she turned around and she said, I reckon the only reason why you didn't block me was because I've got a large audience and you would have been scared if I'd have spoken out about you blocking me. And Jonathan, this is when he turns around and goes, ha ha ha, he's gloating at that fact. Like, it just comes across as so smug, and he can't hide from the fact that someone with a large audience doesn't approve of what he's doing.
I didn't delete your
comment. And I think, and can
People
I say something?
No.
A tiny hot take. I think you didn't block me because I got a blue tick and you were worried that I would go, he's blocked me to a bigger audience.
It's like small man syndrome. It also bangs on about like, oh, it doesn't, like, we're not affected by outside. We just do whatever we want to do. We're not affected by anyone else. Like, I don't really care. I'm so laid back. It's like, why would you then comment on her view, on like her subscriber or follower count? Isn't the fact that he's got loads of people that hate him and like, it's so hard. But he doesn't actually let Edie read the comments. He just said that just to like irritate his audience. And it's like, so you were trolling your audience essentially. You were doing the thing to them that they do to you, which is a little bit of an unhealthy balance, to be honest. It's like, why lie about something like that? It just doesn't make any sense. The yogurt thing as well, and that oh, I only did that because I used to do that with my kids. If you've seen the video on TikTok, you'll know what I mean, of him putting on a weird voice and saying some weird things to his kids whilst feeding Amelia yogurt. I think it's Amelia. I don't think he understands that the reason why that video is perceived so badly is because if weirdos, sorry, I've got like this thing stuck in my throat. If weirdos on the internet get hold of that, they will do weird things with that content, if that makes any sense. It's actually circulating on TikTok is defeating the whole purpose of what that person is trying to achieve, though. I do think whoever put up that yogurt thing, because the whole point is that it attracts like the wrong kind of people. So, you know, I don't think strategic like that.
That's why I've probably been around on social media for so long, is because I'm not strategic, you know, and I make mistakes because I'm not strategic, and I say the wrong things because I'm not strategic.
I'm gonna show you the fact that I'm blocked, but he was happy to block me, who doesn't have a tick. I don't have a tick next to my name on any platform, yet he blocked me. So that must be true to a certain degree, what she's saying. Like, I've been blocked, but the bigger people haven't. So what's the deal? Like, he obviously is strategic about it, because he doesn't want me seeing his stuff and then commenting. And it's just like, why would you make that comment about like audience sizes and all of that if you don't think about things strategically? For him to even say, well, I've got this amount and you've got that amount, therefore you can't do any damage to me. That is strategic. That's strategic thinking. Like calculating it up in his head, like how much damage can you do to me if you decide to make a video on me? Oh, well, I've got more followers than you, so it doesn't matter. Like, it's absolutely ridiculous. And he comes across as really smug and a bit irritated. And I wish I could see the whole thing. And probably by the time that this video gets posted, the full thing's gonna already be out there, and I'll just be like, oh, for goodness sake, like, because it always seems to happen. What is my overall opinion? So my overall opinion is the fact that they are gaslighting their audience. Look at that. They're gaslighting their audience. They are not owning up to the fact that what they've done is shady. They've also not given it enough time to settle in between going and then coming back. Erased everything, so you can't call them out on things. They're still exploiting their kids on TikTok and Instagram. It's just another day in the Sacconejoly household, isn't it? Honestly, we're just gonna see where this all goes, because it's obviously going to go somewhere, so I'll be watching. But thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day wherever you are in this world. Take care of each other, take care of yourselves, and I'll catch up with you guys in the next video. Bye.